We're turning now to our top story this hour. The parents of Charlie Gard have been at the High Court to ask judges to let their son travel to America for experimental treatment. Follows new information from researchers at the Vatican's Children's Hospital. The 11-month-old, who's on life support, remains at the centre of a legal battle which has gained interest right across the globe. So what should happen next? We're joined by Senior Lecturer in Bioethics and Medical Law, Dr. Trevor Stammers, and by Caroline Farrow, who is a writer at Conservative Woman. Hello to you both. Thank you for joining us on Sky News at 5. Caroline, to you first of all, you feel that the parents should be allowed to take Charlie to the United States?
Absolutely, yes. I mean, I think you have to ask, is what they are asking of the court, is this an unreasonable request? Are they acting in a way that's going to be harmful, abusive or neglectful towards Charlie, which is normally the main reasons why parents have these decisions taken away from them? I think most people would what they want to do, their decision to take Charlie to the States for treatment, is not fundamentally outrageous or unreasonable. And I think because the case is so finely balanced, you could argue it either way, then actually in this case the wishes of the parents ought to be respected. I mean, I think they are not. There would be a different case if they just wanted to keep him on life support indefinitely. And everybody argues and understands that that wouldn't be in his best interest. But they really strongly believe that there is something there that is going to make him better. And they appear to be backed up on that. So I think, yes, they ought to be allowed the chance.
Doctor, the wishes of the parents should be respected.
Well, I have every sympathy with what Caroline says, and under ordinary circumstances, I actually believe that that is right. But of course, what the parents want is not, in this case, able to be provided by the parents themselves. And the delicate issue that has to be balanced is the impossibility of parents compelling doctors to give treatments that they consider to be inappropriate, or certainly there have been indications that Great Ormond Street staff may feel this may be harmful to Charlie. Now, I find it difficult to see that, in as much as his mother has consistently said that, why would she prolong his suffering and so on. But I think there has to be clear evidence laid before the court that if he travels to wherever, that the treatment that he's going to receive is likely, on the balance of probability, to have some chance of conferring benefit. And clearly, to allow him to travel without that conviction and evidence, I can understand why the court may be reluctant to do that.
Caroline, if it's not going to alleviate his suffering, taking him either to the Vatican and their hospitals or taking him to the United States, then it's inappropriate to continue to try to keep this little boy alive.
I think so. I think if there was obvious evidence that continuing the treatment was going to be really harmful and cause him pain, then of course everyone would be against it. But actually what's been argued by the courts here, or certainly by the lawyers for Great Ormond Street, is they've said that it's actually the suffering of his existence. They haven't argued that it's pain, but his general condition is what's causing him suffering. And that seems to me to be a very weak argument, and in fact quite a dangerous one, when we're in a world where people want to sort of promote euthanasia and they want to sort of end people's suffering, and they say, okay, if your life is in a certain state, then it's not worth living. Now, that's not what, as I said before, that's not what Charlie's parents are arguing. But Great Ormond Street seem to be saying, well, it's the very condition of his existence which is causing suffering, which is an entirely separate issue to pain. I mean, I think the whole country has got enormous sympathy and solidarity with Charlie's parents. And therefore, I think whatever route they went down, nobody would be blaming them. But I think in this case, where they feel so strongly and so passionately, there is an issue about how much money Great Ormond Street has spent in terms of repeatedly taking the parents to court to prevent them from doing something which isn't actually going to cost money.
Okay, Doctor?
Well, I think elements of cost and elements of intervention from media and presidents and popes and so on quite clearly have to be laid to one side. And I'm sure that the court will do that. And the judge has said that money is not the issue here. I think the issue is what will the future hold for Charlie. Now, I do agree with Caroline that it seems that if he remains at Great Ormond Street, it does seem that almost certainly his life support will be withdrawn, and clearly he is likely then to die. So I do agree that if there is even a small chance on the basis of this evidence, then the presumption and legal precedent in these cases is that the judgment ought to be given in favour of preserving and prolonging life. But we don't know precisely what the nature of that evidence is yet, and that's now going to wait, obviously, another few days.
Okay. Good to talk to both of you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you very much.